What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of The Locker Room. I'm here with Blake Ferguson, his first interview since he came back. I'm stoked to have you on, bro. What have you been doing?
Not much. Played a full year this year, which was good. Finally get back and play some footy. So, yeah, it's good to be back.
And you enjoying the off-season, man? You had a big year. So, full year coming from, you had a year and a half off. So, a big year for you. You'd be feeling like your body would be kind of... You know when you first started first grade and you hadn't played much first grade footy, your body kind of took longer to adapt to the game and you were sorer and more injuries. Do you feel like you've kind of come back into the game and been injury-free because you've had the break, or do you reckon that your body's taken a bit to get back used to it kind of thing?
I felt more refreshed when I come back,
Yep.
but I had an unfortunate injury during the year where I was out for like 12 or 14 weeks.
Oh, really?
Which really helped me out, and I ended up only playing 16 games this year.
Actually, no, it was your ankle, wasn't it?
Yeah, my foot.
Yeah.
I done my foot,
Yep.
this Frank in my right foot, and yeah, got back from that.
Far out. So you played some pretty good footy for such a long break. So you had a year and a half off, and then you came back, and then you had 12 weeks out after.
Yeah.
Was it like 6 games?
Yeah, I played 4 games.
4 games.
I was starting to hit my straps, but then
Yep.
yeah, injury, bang, filthy
Yep.
as, and then, then yeah, got back finally against Warriors, and we won over there in New Zealand, which
Oh, okay,
we had
yeah.
most of our rep players out as
And
well.
you scored on you came back,
I
didn't you?
still wasn't up to first grade level then. I was
Oh,
just
really?
didn't feel too good, but
You still got a
it
meaty
took
there,
me-
didn't you?
Yeah, it took me a good 4 weeks to get back into it.
And you seem to be playing your best footy at the Roosters. Is there anything different that the Roosters have kind of offered you, or do you feel like just you've got your head right and everything's kind of working in a positive way to you off the field, and that's helped you on the field?
Yeah, I guess the off the field really does help if you got something off the field that keeps you positive, and because as yourself
Yep.
as a footy player,
Yep.
you do get down, and that
100%.
even if you win, and you still get down to certain things during the day that just go over your mind and you sort of get down on it. But when I got my partner at home, that sort of helps me out a lot, and got family members that are pretty
Yep.
that have been around footy for a long time, and they understand like how footy goes, and
Yep.
the ins and outs, all the stuff that goes on behind the scenes. But yeah, off the field I'm real good.
It's weird how like it's on the you see NRL players on the screen and on the TV screen and everywhere in the magazines, all that kind of stuff, but there is so much. I reckon the hardest part about footy wasn't the field, was never on the field. It was always off the field, dealing with like injuries, dealing with trying to get a contract, not getting a contract, you know what I mean? Do you ever feel that that's like a similar kind of feeling for you? Off the field is your hardest battle of staying mentally kind of in your best shape?
Yeah, I feel most comfortable when I'm on the footy field. It's
Yep.
like comes naturally. I've been playing it for 21 years, so
Yep.
it's the most natural thing I know. And off the field is probably the hardest for me, and it's been well documented a lot of times that I've played up off the field or something. But I finally got that all together, and yeah, everything's going up from here.
And so, take us all the way back, brah, to you obviously grew up playing footy. Whereabouts are you originally from? Like, what area is it? You're obviously New South Wales. Whereabouts
New South
what
Wales.
area?
Well, I live half of my footy, like junior rugby league, in Sydney, and half of it out in the country in Wellington.
Oh, okay, yep.
But that was unfortunate circumstances, family related.
Yep.
So we'd sort of go to our nan's mum, nan.
Oh, okay, yep.
But yeah, so when I ended up playing grade, and I ended up getting an opportunity to play for city or country. They asked me whether I was to play
really?
city
Okay.
or country, and I
Yep.
picked country because that's where I sort of felt I had played most of my footy there. So I'd probably say
okay.
I'd probably played most of Elwood Saints, but then Wellington Cowboys sort of,
Yep.
that's where I sort of kicked on a little bit.
And your upbringing, obviously, like from what I've read, I don't know. Obviously the media can spin things. Was it a tough upbringing? Was it hard? Was it was it a typical Indigenous boy upbringing, or was it tougher than usual? Or
I guess probably typical. I think a lot of Indigenous people don't grow up with the right things in place, like with the family. They don't have some of them have just no mum or
yep.
mum or dad. Like
Yep.
they don't have both of their parents there to sort of guide them in the right area. But probably similar to a lot of people.
Yep.
But yeah, it was good that I had brothers and sisters, which were really good, and
Yep.
we all fed off each other, looked after each other, and we ended up.
That's a distinct difference with the Indigenous culture. Is its family is very, they look after each other. What's mine is yours, kind of thing. Like, did you feel like that's something that you missed when you kind of moved away from your family and started playing footy, or?
Oh, I think the football atmosphere that I went to in Cronulla was like a family, so it was sort of.
Okay,
I
yep,
didn't really miss much because I lived in a house with all footy lads, so I didn't really get to live by myself and
that's good.
and
That's
just
a good
have
thing.
that thinking time to really miss home. But I'd obviously lived in Sydney before, so I knew some people and I got some family here as well. So for me, it was an easy transition to come from the country back to the Sydney, and I didn't really get too homesick. But I see where a lot of young kids, good country, footy players come down here and they get homesick and they go home because they haven't got no one here. They haven't transitioned from country life to city life. It's a whole different ballgame down here.
100%. I remember when I went to New Zealand, I wasn't necessarily homesick, but you take for granted those support structures that you kind of just have there one phone call away or, 30-minute drive away. When I was in New Zealand, I struggled like a lot of the young kids struggle, moving away from the country to city or whatever. So take us back to your Cronulla days. Do you remember them positively? Like you played really well for Cronulla and it was... There was a bit of controversy when you did leave, and you said something in kind of... It kind of seemed like you just said it like not really to bag anyone else, but you were just like speaking out loud, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
like
it was a pretty young, dumb thing to say. I've said it plenty of times since then that I've regretted saying that I wanted to leave Cronulla to win a comp because
it's one of those things.
They're
like
sort of degrading the club, which I never really wanted to do. I didn't mean to do that. I was only I think I was 20 years old when I said it. So there's one mistake that I probably really do regret. Saying that
when you really when you deconstruct what you actually said, I want to go to Canberra to win a premiership. Like every player is trying to progress in their career, so every club they do go to, they are trying to win a premiership. If you really think about what you actually said, it's not necessarily like I think the media took it and ran for it with a bit. For me, because if you're not going to a club to win a premiership, what are you going for?
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? Like,
I don't, because money doesn't drive many NRL players. There's a few that it does, but I think for NRL players, for them to win the comp, like that's one thing this year at the Roosters, we really missed an opportunity to win a comp this year, and it's pretty disappointing how we finished the season because we lost 2 of our last 3 games. So it was pretty disappointing. But when I did say that, that's what my thought process was because Canberra had a really good team in 2010 where they had Josh Dugan, they had the all them young kids coming through from Toyota Cup. Back then, that's what it was called.
I interviewed Josh Dugan last week, actually.
He's a good lad. All them guys were coming through Canberra, and they had a really good year. That's when Jared Croker missed the goal. That penalty goal from right just a little bit left of the post.
Okay.
And they bowed out of the quarterfinals. So, and that was 3 months prior to that. That sort of made my decision to go down there.
Okay. And when you did go to the Raiders, was it similar to Cronulla? Did you miss Cronulla, or was it pretty positive? You played really good footy there, so obviously that was a positive. But did you miss Cronulla? Was there as much family vibe as there was in Cronulla in Canberra, or was it very different?
When I first went down there, I really enjoyed it because it was a new place.
Young team too.
Young team, and I related to most of the boys because they're all country lads too. So. And they had a few young Koori kids coming through, which sort of was good. And we'd all get together and have yarns and that and all that type of stuff. So, but when I went down there, it sort of was probably the best thing for me. I trained really well and sort of kick-started.
Focused on footy too in Canberra.
Focused on footy. I wasn't all about, and then by the back end of that, I ended up playing up too much and sort of. I thought I was invincible, but
what do you think contributed to that? Do you think it was like too many young, really good players together, and with not really guidance? Because obviously the club would have offered you guidance, but both you and Dukes, the next big things, in the NRL, you guys were the two next big things. So do you think that it was like kind of like a perfect storm waiting to happen of something bad? If you know what I mean, 2 young guys killing it. You've got plenty of money, you've got plenty of time on your hands, and you do stupid shit like constant.
I think for me and Dukes, we were pretty young then, and I think, as I just said, we probably thought that we were invincible, and no one could have told us what we were doing wrong. But a lot of people told us that we were playing up and not sticking to what it wasn't about us. It wasn't about the team; it was about us. And I saw you can probably even ask Dukes that. Even he would even say that it was all about him. And it was all about myself, and I wasn't thinking about the teammates that I was playing with and how they'd felt and all that type of stuff. So for me now, it's just about
the team, and
it's all about the team. And what I can do for the team, and what I can do to make the team better.
Yep.
I'll do it to the best of my ability now. So
Okay.
that's where I think a little bit of maturity comes through as well. So yeah, it's about just aging as a person, and just.
Yeah. Do you still speak to Dukes at all?
Yeah, I speak to Dukes a little bit every
Yep.
now and then. But this year he had pretty full-on year, so
Yeah.
didn't get the chance to catch up this year. So
Okay.
I think he just got engaged over in Thailand. So
Yeah, I've
congrats
seen
to him,
that.
and yeah.
Yeah,
Looking forward to catching up with him.
he's another good guy. Like I just messaged him, like I messaged you. Hey, bro,
Yeah.
can you do me a favor, come on the show? And he was like, yeah, sweet, man. And I think it was a day before he left. So yeah, thanks for that. So looking back on your Raiders days, do you look at it back on it fondly, or is it something that you feel like I wish I had done this or that, or is it everything led you to where you are now? So there's, you don't want to really change anything, or
Yeah, I think everything happens for a reason.
Yep.
There was good times in Canberra. My first couple of years there were really good. I really bonded with a few of the lads down there, and it was just a good. I don't know. I'd say just a real tight knit type of guys. But then it started to get some cracks in it, and I think that's what happened. And the coach got sacked, and then it all went downhill from there, I guess. And now it's all about the Roosters now, enjoying it at Chooks.
And so when all that shit went down, when you did leave the Raiders, emotionally, how hard was that for you? I know obviously there's, even though people are, I guess, trying a lot to remove the stigma of the things that men suffer mentally and emotionally. How hard was that, losing your contract and feeling? Obviously you had the court case and all that going on. I mean, walk us through it. Like, what was going through your head at that time? Was there every time you just wanted to say, like, fuck, like this is too much, or?
Yeah, I was pretty sad for myself. I was pretty upset with myself. I had been told plenty of times that something bad was going to happen, and I was going to get in trouble by my family, and they'd warned me that if I kept on playing up how it was going on, and that something bad was going to happen. And eventually something happened, and it was pretty bad. I lost my Origin jersey, I lost my Raiders jersey, the whole contract. So it was pretty. And
when you lost, was it a complete termination of the contract?
Complete termination of the contract. Everything. For me, it was a big
wake up call.
Big wake up call. Put straight back into reality. Had to go back into the working force and work on boats and work on multi-million-dollar houses on the water. And just building rock facing and jetties and stuff with a mate of mine. And it was something that I didn't mind doing, but I didn't enjoy it because it's not what I like doing. I like playing footy. So when I got all that taken away from me, it made me realise. It took me 6 months to actually really realise that I like to
that you'd lost something so special.
That I wanted to come back. And so 6 months in, I went down a row and asked them for a sort of a plan to get back and play. And they gave me a plan of what I needed to do to prove to them that I was ready to come back.
And when you said it took you 6 months to realise you wanted to come back, so in that 6 month period, were you like, look, I'm done with footy, I'm just over all the stress, I'm over all the scrutiny, or what was your thoughts there with footy? Were you going to come back? Or?
Yeah, I was actually over it, and I was didn't want to come back, because I'd come into the grade as an 18-year-old, and all the media and stuff sort of took me by surprise, and I was like, well, this is really overwhelming, and it was pretty tough for me to as a young kid from the country to come into all the media and all the scrutiny and all that type of stuff that I'd never been used to, because it was my life being played out in the newspapers. Everyone got to look at it, and I had no control over what was being said. So it was just like my life was being played out, and I didn't know how to.
Do you think the NRL does enough for, like, when you're coming into grade? I know they do the rookie camp. You would have gone to it. Did you go to the rookie camp?
No, I went to the Toyota Cup camp back in 2007, I think it was.
It's nothing can prepare you, like, if you're constantly being like, the way I saw it is when you're constantly in the papers and you had this pressure of having to perform each week, it is pretty hard to find an outlet just to get rid of that, I guess, anxiety or whatever it is. It's pretty intense for young guys. I don't think people debut as young these days. I haven't seen many 18-year-olds debuting now. So 18 is pretty young, man. Like,
yeah, I think. What year did you debut in? I think you debuted in 2007 or 2008.
2007.
2007. Yeah, I debuted 2 years later.
Oh, okay.
So you've been young when you debuted, wasn't you?
Yeah, I was 19.
Yeah, you're 19. So I ended up playing 18 the next week. I was 19, but I still
really?
hold on to the fact that I was 18.
Good. Yeah, that's good.
The old 18. I was 18 and 300 and something days old.
Oh, really?
But I hold on to it.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no, but it was, I was at 18 and I think...
Actually, funny you say that. I swear to God, I think I was 19 turning 20 and my debut was on May 10th and my birthday was on the 11th and I'm holding on to the 19 number as well. Because 19 sounds 20 sounds like, 24, it's not that good. Even though it's NRL, but...
Teenager playing NRL, it's pretty tough anyway. To answer the question, I think the NRL does do a bit to sort of show you what's going to happen and sort of educate you with all that type of stuff. But I think a lot needs to be done to help, like, because all of it is now is like social media and all that type of stuff, and just more
it's
awareness. Awareness.
And you came in when that was kind of coming in.
When it was,
okay. Yep.
when it was all changing.
Yeah, because I wasn't when I debuted. It was there, but it was never the main focus point of all kind of news and the way you get news. Whereas when you came in was when it just hit the scene, so it would have been a very foreign kind of thing for you. Man, it's crazy to think about it. So, and the decision to come back, what was it like? Was it a moment of just, I want to come back? Or was it day by day you kind of crept closer to that decision of, I think I want to come back, I've realised what I've missed out on, I realised what I've lost? Or
I don't know. I think for me it was, I'd met up with my now manager, Sam Ayub, and I'd sort of had a chat to him, and he was like, man, I want to sign you. And he just helped me out and sort of just guided me to what I needed to do. And I ended up signing with him. And after that, he'd come to me and said, I think it was, I don't know what year it was. I think it was 2014. Like just early 2014. He sort of called me up and said, Nick Politis wants to meet up with you, and I was like, oh, what do you mean? Was
this before you went to the NRL and said
this was after? This was after.
So
you'd already been in the process. Oh, sorry. I would have been in the process of doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd called me up and they said he wants to meet you and have a yarn and all this.
And were you working at this time, or?
Yeah, I was working.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I ended up going there and having a yarn to him, and that sort of changed my mind and was like, well, I'm going to come back and.
So it was a definite. It was a certain thing when you met.
No, it wasn't a certain thing. It was just the way that he spoke to me was, it wasn't about money or nothing. Like I don't give a crap about money, to be honest. Like money don't make me happy.
Yeah.
For me, it was just about being showed like some compassionate, like loyalty and love and all that type of stuff that no one else had.
Yeah.
Like no other club had reached out to me at all.
Yeah.
But just this guy that is he's a wealthy man, and he just looked at me and just told me that he was going to look after me and just showed me some like care, and it was.
It's amazing it's how far that can go. Hey? Just
like,
a little bit.
It wasn't even about the money. That's what, like, he's saying like the Roosters have all the best players and all this type of stuff, but I think for me it was just just the
Someone
way that he spoke to me. Like he cared about me. He didn't give two ratchet asses about. Like money, football. It wasn't even about football. It was about helping me as a person.
Okay.
And then it all turned into football. So.
All right. It's amazing how just one small gesture of I want the best for you, and you can buy so much. I think that's why Wayne Bennett's so good. Is he cares more about the man rather than the footy player, and that kind of in turn gets the best footy out of players. And so, in the time period of coming back, you obviously you started training for boxing.
Yeah.
And when was that? When did you decide? Look, I want to. Was that more the way? This is just my assumption, is that boxing was more just to get your head straight and get you focused on something instead of just sitting around doing nothing. But that's my assumption. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, the boxing was in 2013. I think it was late 2013, October or November. I think it was.
Yep.
And that was to do that, to get my mentality back and.
Yep.
To get me into the active training, because I hadn't trained for a good. It would have been 3 months. So I hadn't trained.
Yep.
That was just about, and that was Chalk helping me out and like just showing me. I was around him all the time, and he was like sort of not showing me, not like making it he wasn't intentionally like trying to be. Look at this. This is what I'm
Yeah,
doing.
but he was
like, he was just planting it in my brain, like,
Okay,
like
that
sort
you
of saying, "Look at me. Look what I'm doing.
Yep.
You can get back and do this," and sort of try to make me headstrong. And I think it come a long way
Yep.
with what he did. So I think the boxing stint was unfortunate because I didn't perform the way I wanted to perform.
Yep.
But for what it did for my mentality, the whole training camp, and then the fight, and then just everything that happened after it, it sort of was the whole stepping stone to everything kicking off. Then I think.
And what was the conversation? Because the thing with that, I'm trying to not really push, but I want people to see the kind of person Anthony Mundine is, because he's such a polarizing guy. Like, explain to, you don't have to, but explain to people what the conversation was like how he reached out to you, how much he did do for you. Because I would really like people to see the gestures he does do for people that people don't really see.
Well, for me, I'm pretty fortunate. Chock's my cousin, so I get to speak to him all the time. And I ended up living at his house with Anna, his mum, and a couple other family friends there. We lived at his house, and I think just being around him like every day, he helps out not just like professional athletes and all that. He helps out like family members that have gone through hard times, and like gone through drug abuse and coming in and out of rehab. Like, he helps them out and tries to give them a lending hand. But I think for the wider the people that read the newspapers and all that type of stuff and listen to what the media say, I think it's sort of they sort of get painted a picture of that he talks too much, he talks it up and all this. But in reality, he's just if you sit next to him right now, he's a good bloke, and he's always willing to lend someone a hand if they're needing it, and he's always there for people when they're at their worst times. So he's a good fella, and I think a lot of the Australian communities, they think different of him. I don't know why, but it's probably the way that he gets perceived and portrayed from certain media. So
okay, and the boxing, walk us through, because I'm a big fan of boxing. I really enjoy it. Walk us through, that night. What were you feeling? What was going through your head? When you were walking out to the fight, and what was the emotions like, man? What was it?
It was scary, big. To be honest. I was walking out, and I was like, I'd played in front of 80,000 in Origin, so I had been around a big crowd and played semi-finals. But just you, though. But this one was different. Like, I was like, I'm going to be right.
So walk us out. When you're walking out, tell me what you're thinking. You're walking out right now, and the crowd's gone crazy. What are you thinking?
It was. I don't think I was thinking anything, to be honest. It was just black, and I was just walking to the ring. I was just seeing the ring, and I seen the lights on the ring.
Yep.
And then I jumped in the ring. And it was just weird. Like, it was just weird. Like, I just didn't.
Did you feel like you weren't really there, but you were there?
I jumped in the ring, and it was like, I wasn't used to it. I'd never been inside a ring. It's like me and him. Like, you don't have 12 other teammates to help you. It's you and your mind, and him and his mind, and they're two fists. So it was. I just remember going up to tap. He was giving us instructions, the referee, and I wasn't even listening to him. I was just
nervous as anything.
Yeah, I was pretty nervous. It was probably the most nervous I've ever been.
Oh, really?
I played plenty of footy, and I never really got nervous. But this year, it was a different ball game for me.
Really? And in the fight, what's your most, I guess, clearest memory? Of when you're in the fight, when you're actually fighting. Can you remember anything, or was it just all a blur?
I remember the first round where it was a pretty close tussle, and I hit him with a good shot, but unfortunately he didn't go down, so that's why I used all my energy up. And then I was going, and I ended up going the next 2 rounds, and it was pretty tough. Them 2 rounds. It was only 4 minutes, so it was 2-minute rounds.
People don't understand how hard boxing is.
It felt like 20 minutes. Each round was going for 20 minutes. Like, I couldn't hold my hands up. I was like, I'd trained pretty, like, not hard, but I'd trained half decent, and I couldn't hold my hands up by the end of it. It was pretty foreign to me, and it was a good experience anyway.
And when after it did happen, and you said it was a draw. How did you?
No, it wasn't a draw. He beat me.
Oh, okay.
The first round Well, I beat him in the first round by 1 point, and
Yep.
then the next 2 rounds he beat me, so it was unanimous points.
Yeah,
So he
okay.
ended up beating me. I was pretty angry.
Yeah, but yeah, so that's how are you feeling after it? I mean, like, because the thing I say to a lot of friends is like you can never judge whoever steps in the boxing ring unless you've stepped into a boxing ring and actually fought. You don't understand how hard it is. And that guy he'd had previous fights. You know, it's not like he hadn't been in a ring before. What was the feeling after it when he did win? Was it disappointment? Was it, you know, what were you feeling? Yeah,
I was pretty disappointed. I'm a competitor, so
yeah.
I hate losing. I
Yep.
versed my missus in bowling today, and I just gave her a hide. It was 250 in two games, and she was at, I don't know, 125. She would have been something like that.
So you literally tried your hardest to beat your pregnant partner.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't,
That is soon to be.
competitive.
This is soon to have birth. She's
the water could break right now.
yeah. She's over for people that are watching.
Got her.
We've got a lovely lady here that may burst at any time. Fergo's partner that he just tailed up in bowling.
No, I didn't mean to do it, but I was just a competitor in me, I think.
She's Fergo's bro.
I should have let you win, eh? Should let her win.
Oh, so was that something that like affected you? Do you think it affected you mentally at all? As in, did it deter you from wanting to come back because you kind of you didn't achieve what you'd set out to achieve in boxing, or was it something like, you know what, I do belong in footy and maybe I should stick to footy or whatever?
Oh, there was mixed feelings. I was pretty upset,
Yep.
as you do when you lose.
And the whole of the country was watching too, so like
yeah,
obviously
it's
that's gonna
pretty
mean
tough.
something
Like
too.
I lost, but it was just strange. Like it sort of relit a burning,
Oh, okay.
like flame in me just to be.
Yep.
I wanted to get back and play in the team environment because I knew. I obviously found out that I wasn't a good boxer, so I was like,
But
"Oh
you've
yeah,
never. But let's be clear, you've never boxed before.
yeah, I never
that.
boxed before."
Yeah.
I don't just.
And
took
this
it-
guy he's had amateur fights, hasn't he?
Yeah, I respect every single boxer out there. Like,
Oh,
I-
100%.
man.
Like I sparred and I was like a little baby girl against grown animals. That's how tailed up I got when
Like
I first
I
got
enjoyed
into it.
sparring.
Yep.
Like the sparring was the best bit of my training, but
Yep.
it didn't even
Come close.
didn't come close to what the whole like the actual fight was. Like it didn't come
Yep.
anywhere near it. Like I reckon it would have been 20 times harder. Like I done like I was doing 6 threes.
Yep.
Leading up to the fight.
You were looking mad. You were looking shredded
and I
as when you
was,
came to
yeah,
fight.
honestly, like I'd done. All I had to do, I think it was 3 2-minute rounds.
3 twos,
They
yeah.
cut down the rounds from 3 minutes to 2 minutes, and I still couldn't even. Like, it just didn't even prepare me for that.
Yep.
And I was doing 6 threes,
Far out.
so it was just a whole different ballgame when
Yep.
it come out. But yeah,
That's crazy.
lit a flame in me, and yeah, I haven't looked back since then, I guess.
And when you did come back and playing, so you came back to the Roosters, and you got your opportunity. Was it a feeling of relief, or do you, as in you're finally back, you're going to not do any mistakes, and you know what I mean? Like, it was when you did get that contract and you were back training with the Roosters, and you know what, I'm back. There's no way I'm going to let this go again, kind of thing.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing. I think for me, when I did sign the contract, there was certain clauses in there that if this happened, this would happen.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Yeah.
For me, that wasn't even a big deal for me because I already knew before even seeing the contract and the clauses in the contract that I was never going to play up again because I didn't want to lose it again. And I'd worked so hard for a year and a half to get back to playing, to even just training with the team.
Yep.
It was just the whole year and a half, like the whole thing, like it was just ups
roller
and
coaster.
downs, roller coaster. Like you'd
Yep.
feel good one day, and the next day you'd be like, "What the hell? What am I doing?" Like, am I even gonna?
Oh.
Like, it was. You just get to the point where like you're like, "Is this ever gonna end? Like,
Yep.
is there gonna be light at the end of the tunnel?"
Oh.
And then at the end, as soon as I signed the dotted line,
Yep.
that was the day where it was like, "Man, this is
Yep.
the best,
Yeah.
the best feeling." Like I'd signed plenty of contracts before then,
But-
but that signing that one was like,
Relief.
well, yeah, this
Ah,
is
yeah.
good. It's a good ride.
Getting back to so we're getting back to the Roosters. You're playing. You get back. Did you play round 1 or 2?
I played round 1.
Round 1. So were you a surety of playing round 1 in the trials, or was it a surprise when you got selected for round 1? Because it was you. It was.
I think yeah, I think in the newspapers a lot was said that I wasn't guaranteed a spot.
Really?
Like it was just I'd obviously been back and no one had really seen me perform or train or do anything like that for a good year and a half. So
Yep.
like in a year and a half, it's a long time in rugby league
Oh,
I
100%.
could have lost speed and everything,
Yep.
vision.
Yep.
But yeah, lucky for me, we had a trial against Manly, and yeah, I went okay.
Yep.
And then I think there was, actually the week before that was a trial against Wyong, and I played 20 minutes with Wyong against Penrith.
Yep.
And I played 20 minutes there, and yeah, that was a big blowout. I was blowing after 20 minutes. So the next week I ended up playing 78 against Manly.
Okay. Yep.
And then 2 weeks later I ended up playing
first
round
game.
1 against the Cowboys up in Townsville.
And then moving on from that, you played Origin that same year.
Me?
Yeah. Or was it next year?
I haven't played Origin this year.
Really? I thought you'd come back and you'd played Origin.
Nah, I haven't. I wish I did. I was just
when
I got injured. Yeah, I got injured.
Yeah, okay. But you were they were thinking about putting you were in the mix.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I swear you were like, anyway, you obviously weren't, but yeah, we'll cut that out as well. So yeah, playing Roosters, you get injured. Was that a frustrating thing for you personally? You'd come back to the Roosters, you're finally getting back on your feet, putting some good footy together, and people don't like with footy. It does take a good 5-6 games to really get that match fitness, to get match toughness. Was it frustrating when you did get injured? Where you're like, maybe I might lose my spot. I'm gonna have to fight for it back again, or contract. I've got to re-sign it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there was a lot of things going through my mind. I think the first thing was when I went and got the scan. I knew before the scan because I had a previous Liz Frank injury in my left foot, so I'd already known before I even had the scan that I'd done with Liz Frank in my right foot. So for me, I was just like, is my career over? Because they are career-ending injuries, Liz Frank. So yeah, I ended up just finding out that I'd done Liz Frank, and I was pretty like filthy. I was like,
so you thought you might career?
Yeah, because it took me 9 months to get back from my left one. It was a 9-month injury, and that's why when I did come back, I was still wasn't feeling too good. But yeah. And then I started feeling good. Then my other one went, and I was like, nah, this has got to be a G-up, is it? And then, so I ended up finding out that I'd done it, and I had surgery on it. They got a pin put into it between my first metatarsal and second metatarsal in the Liz Frank area to re-mend the ligament, and that sort of takes a pretty long time, to be honest. But I got back in 14 weeks, and that's pretty awesome to get back in 14 weeks. Like, I went overseas for 2 weeks and done a bit with Billy Knowles, I think his name is. So, whereabouts overseas? America. Philadelphia. So this guy does Alex Rodriguez, the baseball player?
Yeah, baseball player.
So when he done his hip, they had a hip replacement or whatever he did.
Okay, yep.
Well, that he went to Billy Knowles and asked him to do his rehab. So it sort of got him back into doing his baseball and that. So he's done a lot of like really up there type of guys.
What was that like? Did you meet anyone over there?
I didn't meet any sportsmen, but he was really full on. And I think
was it an eye opener to how professional it is over there?
Yeah, like it was. It just taught me more about my legs and why certain things happen to you. Like it's an eye opener for me, and I think it sort of did help me for the back end of the year, because when I did come back, I probably shouldn't have come back. There was 14 weeks into it after my surgery was in March 21st, and I ended up playing against the Warriors. I can't remember what round it was.
Far out, man. And that's a career, like a possibly career-ending injury, and to be back in 14 weeks, that's crazy.
Lucky. Hard work. Hard work.
Hard work and dedication for my brother.
That's what it is.
So what's it like being in a star-studded side like the Roosters? You know, is it intimidating, or is it feel normal, or what's the culture kind of like there? Because I haven't heard much about, because for some reason the Roosters, I haven't really heard much about the internal culture. So other clubs I have, but the Roosters, what's it kind of like there?
It's amazing. It's a more family club than I've been at a few clubs before, and I won't badmouth my old clubs, but this club, what they do inside the club is they make you feel like everyone's equal.
Yeah.
So some places
there's a hierarchy.
And you're getting told what to do.
Yep.
At the Roosters, but just equal, and I think it's just all about love, and everyone's just on the same level, and
you're all binding.
We all bind to the same goal, and our goal is each year to win a comp.
Yep.
Like there's no ifs, buts, and anything about it. So we strive to be the best in the comp, and I think
do you with your back line? Do you think that losing Barsic is going to be a big issue for you guys, losing such an awesome player, or do you think that, not that he isn't going to be a big loss, he's so good, but you had such a star-studded backline? Is that something that you guys kind of recognise how good your backline is and how dominant it should be on paper, or?
Yeah, we do have a good backline, but in saying that, I think
your forwards are awesome
forwards,
too.
They've got the best forwards in the comp, to be honest, and this is, I feel really privileged to be playing in this team. Like, it's just,
I don't know how you have such, like, your team is ridiculous,
like,
bro.
Yeah, it's just like, I think for us, everyone's no one's higher than anyone in our team. Like, everyone's equal. Like, everyone has a voice, and that's the best thing about like a young kid that hadn't even been played first grade or anything. He still has a voice, and he can still voice his opinion. Yeah, I remember back in the days, like, you wouldn't be allowed to speak for 2 years. Oh,
bro, I didn't speak to Corey Parker for 3 years. Bro, I swear to God, like, I would walk into training when was just when, like, old school footy was, like, changing into not old school, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man, I just walk in and just wouldn't talk and just get sprayed for, like, get sprayed all year, and then, like, I played first grade, and then finally, like, they still sprayed me a bit, but, like, not as much. Whereas now, like, it's completely different, eh? Like,
it's different. They've got confidence. These young fellas, and they're coming in.
I read a lot of the media reports that Sonny Bill Williams had a big impact on your side when he did come a part of it. Was it as big as people make out it was? As in, did he lead? Did he have a certain culture that he brought to the team, or was it something that he just he was such an influential player and he just kind of fit the Roosters culture rather than he brought a lot to it?
Well, I wasn't there when Sonny was there, but I'd come the year after. But from what I've heard, like, for me, it's like I've heard lots of things about Sonny's professionalism. Like, I think he's 30 odd years old now, and he's still playing like he's 22. So,
do you reckon he'll ever come back to?
I'm not sure. Hopefully, hope he comes back to the NRL.
I don't know how he could friggin' fit in his salary cap.
It's a big asset for us to have as a whole combined group, like, for even other teams.
So he left the preseason that you came.
Yeah, no, he left. So they won the
comp.
No, the year after 2014.
Yeah,
I was there in a working capacity, 2014, but
okay, you were working
I
there.
ended up signing my contract in November.
Yeah, okay.
And he'd left, so I just missed out on getting to train with him and all that type of stuff.
Okay.
So, yeah, but from what I hear is, he was a big, massive part in changing the club's
just bringing something.
Just bringing something different, professionalism, and for the Roosters, there's a lot of young Polynesian kids, and I think they all look up to him, and he sort of showed them the way and how it was meant to be. So I think it's good. And
your footy now, is there something specific that you worked on this year? You know, your speed, your fend, your passing, or your defence. Was there something that you kind of worked on that made you have the good form that you had, or was it just you just said, you know what, I'm just going to train as hard as I can, and whatever happens after that happens, kind of thing?
Yeah, I think I just tried to work on my timing, and it was more about the defence for me. And you know, like, once you get your defence right, you know your attack's going to come pretty easily. Like, you don't play.
You've always been good at attacking.
Like, you don't play first grade if you
can't attack.
If you can't attack, or you can't attack, the worst problem that many people have is their defence. And I think once you get your defence right, your attack just comes naturally. And I think that's what I went into the season thinking. Yeah, and that's what I did. And sort of
built on that.
Yeah, just built me in the form. And by the end of the year, I was feeling that. I felt so good at the end of the year. Like, I felt awesome. And
as you just said, you felt so good at the end of the year. When you look back at everything you've been through, is it? Do you think, like, you know what, everything that I went through back then has worked out to make me this man that I am today? Or do you look back and you're like, do you ever still regret it? You know what I mean? Or have you've moved kind of past it now? And
I've moved completely past it. I'm just real fortunate to have an opportunity to play footy again. You don't get, not too many people get third chances, you know. Yeah. So for me, it's to take the chance with both hands and just try and try and get back to the form that I was in 2013.
Yep.
Which will be really hard because I'm a little bit older now, obviously, and
What are you, 26?
No, 26 next year. Just
It's not that old,
just,
bro.
I feel old. I feel 40. Yeah. I look 40 in the hairs for now. She's gone. But yeah, no. For me, it's just about getting back and just trying to get some. Just get it. So this pre-season's a big pre-season for me, and
yeah, 100%. Big year ahead of you as well, because you obviously played so well. What would you look back at? What would be your fondest memory of footy? What would be something that you look back on and you're like, I'm really proud of that, or what was that standout moment for you in your career so far?
In my career, the most memorable moment was playing for my state in packed ANZ Stadium.
2013?
Game 1, 2013. It was probably the best feeling. Like you run out and it was full blue and there's only a little bit of maroon. Yeah, so I loved it.
Well, I hated it because I'm a Queenslander.
I can't wait to get back there. One day.
I'd be sooner rather than later, I reckon. 100%.
We'll see.
And who's someone in the team who's the class clown of the Roosters?
Probably Kane Evans.
Kane Evans.
Yeah,
he's a young fella, isn't he?
Yeah, he's young. He's played a fair bit of grade now.
Yeah.
He's just like a young front rower, but him, Dylan Napa.
Yeah.
We've just got a lot of characters.
Give us one of their stories of some of the stuff they kind of get up to, like within reason.
There's no reason.
No reason? No reason.
I wouldn't even be able to try and make it a reason. They're good characters. They're good to have around the club.
Yep.
Yeah, it's good to have them type of guys around the club, because it does make it a much happier place. And
all right, bro. We've got some fan questions for you. I just asked on Reddit. I've been forgetting to ask players this, but favorite rapper and favorite movie.
Favorite rapper?
Yeah, of all time. So
all time.
Current and present.
Oh, I love Tupac.
Yep. That's what everyone said.
Yeah.
We've had like 6 Tupac.
Biggie Smalls, but I'm more about the artists.
Yep.
Like NWA,
Okay. Did you watch that movie?
Yeah, I watched the movie.
So good.
I grew up listening to that music all my life.
So good, man.
As a kid.
Yeah. So did I.
I
used to wear these friggin' shiny Dada jeans and FUBU shirt. I looked like the biggest wog in the world, bro. And I'm not even a wog, even though I look like one. But yeah, bro. I used to think I was the biggest gangster ever. My first CD was Tupac. Greatest Hits. It was like this shitty burn copy in year 6, man. I thought I was the hardest dude ever. I went to a Catholic school. I was the softest dude in the world. Favorite movie?
I love what is it? American Gangster.
Oh, Denzel. How good is he?
I love Denzel.
He's so
Best
good.
Actor.
Training Day. How good's that?
Oh, good. I love the movie Flight as well.
Flight. Yeah. It's a true story. You know?
Yeah, I just like that movie. I just like how he acts in it. He's different. He's different. He's all his other movies anyway.
Bro, he's so good, man. Like, he's so good. All right, we'll get into these fan questions. Just a group of dudes on Reddit, like a footy kind of fan base or whatever. Got heaps of questions for you, bro. I actually got the most questions we've ever got. So there you go.
Questions. Answers.
Ziggy Mask. Has anyone ever called you Flake Ferguson?
Flake Ferguson.
I don't know.
Nah, never.
By the way, I haven't read these questions yet, so they could be fucking stupid.
I'm laughing at them. Don't worry.
Do you think you'll get a shot at full? Actually, that's something I'd like to know as well. This is from Minto Maranta. Shot at fullback next year at the Roosters. I reckon you'd be good at fullback, bro. Do you reckon you have the fitness for it?
Yeah, that's one thing I got to work on if I am going to play at the back.
Bro, I reckon you'd be
I'd love to
there.
go there, and it's a big challenge. It's another challenge for me. I've played centre for plenty of years now, and sort of, I feel real comfortable there. It's now, it'd be good to have an opportunity.
Bringing the ball back, man.
Just depends on where the club needs me to play. And where Robbo wants me to play, I'll do what's best for the club. And
see, that's crazy. Like, if I bet I asked you that question maybe 3 years ago, you would have gone, "This is where I want to play, and this is what I want to do." And then I ask you it now, and you say whatever he says, and that's a testament to the Roosters as well, building such a good culture at that club.
That's it.
How do you counter pressure? Like, how do you handle your pressure? Like, having pressure of coming back. You knew everyone was watching you coming back. You know, a lot of people would say you were going to stuff up, you're going to do this stupid shit or whatever. How do you deal with that kind of pressure of people's opinions and, you know, media scrutiny and all that kind of stuff?
Oh, I knew once I did get an opportunity to play, I knew that there was going to be. Everyone's going to have their opinion. I can change some of them, but I can never change all of them. And for me, it was always about just sticking to what I know and be true to myself.
Yep.
And obviously there's going to be heaps of people saying he's going to stuff up.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not going to stuff up. I already knew. I didn't have to tell anyone that I was going to stuff up.
Yeah.
I already knew I wasn't going to play up. I had always this year. And the pressure you were saying.
Yeah, like dealing with the pressure of obviously everyone was watching Blake Ferguson come back. You know, you're the biggest, just like Dukes, you were one of the biggest young guns coming up, and you know, obviously had a few off-field errors, so you got more media scrutiny than most people. Like dealing with that kind of thing.
To be honest, I didn't feel much pressure. I think what sort of made me feel that way was the way that the coaching staff at our club prepared myself personally for the game. They sort of. I didn't feel any pressure. Like I didn't feel like I had to prove myself to the club. Like I didn't feel like I had to prove myself to my teammates because I'd already done that in the preseason and I'd already showed them that.
So they made you feel like you belonged. And that's where. Okay.
And I didn't feel like I had to do a spectacular thing to fit in. Like if I don't feel external pressure from media or anything like that. I don't feel that. I just feel the pressure from the club, and I didn't feel that. So that's what you're trying to ask. That's all I felt. I didn't feel anything from my teammates or my club. I don't look at their exterior
try to
stuff
stay.
Anyway, so.
And Robbo as a coach, what's his point of difference? You've obviously had a few coaches. He's obviously extremely successful. What's his point of difference? What do you think he does differently that makes him so good compared to other coaches?
He's got a philosophy that's different to many people.
Okay.
Can't go into that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like he's just the way that he he treats his players and the way that it's not he's a people's person, so he doesn't talk about football all the time now. Like he would talk about family or how's things going at home, how's this happening, what's going on here, what's that, how you feeling here. That's like the conversations aren't all about football. They're real conversations. Like we have real conversations. Like most teams, footy clubs, they have fake conversation, and it's not. They're not real. Like no one's being real.
At our
club, everyone's real. We have real conversations.
And does he push that? Does he say like we want a real kind of vibe here? We want people to actually care about what they're saying and all that kind of stuff.
I don't think Robbo pushes it. I think our senior playing group pushes it. And that's the best thing about the Roosters is like our senior playing group isn't old.
Okay.
The same age as me, like 25, 26.
So they can relate to you.
And they can, like it's different. Like it's
it'd be hard to explain, bro. I know what you mean.
It's like one of them.
Yeah, it's so complex too.
Yeah.
Would you ever consider going to the NFL?
No, I wouldn't consider going there. I think
sounds like you're just happy with what you're doing.
It takes a special player to go over there and do that. And I think Hainesy's the right person to do that. And I think him going over there's opened up the thing for NRL players to do it. But for me, I wouldn't want to go over there and do that. It would be a good opportunity.
Sounds like you're happy where you are right now.
Yeah,
sounds
I'm
like
happy.
And how did you recover so quickly this season? You've already asked that. I've already asked that. What moment in your career gives you the most joy looking back? And what are your goals in further into your career? I guess the second one. What are your goals? Like obviously it's Origin, but is there more goals? As in, do you want to sign a long contract with the Roosters, long term? Do you want to be a life player or?
Well, first goal is to get my baby out.
To
get my son out.
Have you got a name or anything yet, or are you going to hold that on?
I haven't got names. We've got a couple, but we haven't like.
Is there any? Are you debating names? Is there any names where you're like, I want this one, I want this one?
I think
so.
But just trying to wait until he's born, and then we'll probably know when he's born. But that's my first goal, and all the
everything after that.
All the footy stuff. For me, it's just about being consistent and just trying to set a good platform this pre-season of where I want to be. I'd sort of try and look into March and say what do I want to look like this time? Like, where's my weight want to be?
Yep.
And all that type of stuff, like all your body and how you want to feel this time of the year before going into the season. And I'll probably sit down and do that in the next few weeks. And I'll probably just look forward to starting the year next year real strong and finishing the year off real good and
staying injury free and
man, that's what I want to do.
What are your main interests outside of rugby league? This is from Dreadlock Aussie.
I love watching like golf and that.
Oh really? Do you play golf?
Yeah, I play golf. Just for some reason,
bet you it pisses you off that he watches golf so much. No,
yeah, it does. But I honestly don't know like why I like watching golf. I just honestly don't know. But
so you don't play it?
I play it.
Oh, okay.
A game here every now and then. But I'm army golf. Left, right.
I don't even, bro. I fucking hate golf, eh?
But yeah, I'll just sit there and I'll just chuck the channel on. And
just watch it.
Yeah, I'll just watch it. Like I'll just sit there for a good hour, 2 hours watching.
So you can sit there for hours and just watch golf?
Yeah, it's pretty boring, but I just can do it. I don't know how I do it, but I can watch tennis. Any sport, I just find it fascinating. Like it's mental games.
So you enjoy that kind of?
I just like watching the everyone sees the battles, the physical battles, but I just see the mental battles.
Okay, yep.
I can sort of relate to it as a footy player.
This comes from. Can you come back to Sharks now? And
you got Jimmy, you'll be right.
What's Robbo like as a coach? Kind of already answered that. Do you miss playing with your old mate Sander Earl?
Yeah, I miss playing with Dor. He's a good bloke, Shandor. I think.
Yep.
It'd be good to see him back playing footy, but I think there's a few things that need to go his way for him to come back and play. But it's pretty disappointing to not have him back in the NRL. I think, it'd be good to have him back. And
definitely.
I think he deserves an opportunity to come back.
100%.
And finish on his own terms instead of finishing 100%. On other people's terms. And
I just don't get it. I don't get what I don't understand is peptide is not even a performance enhancing drug. It's a recovery drug, and like he gets 4. I'm gonna go into it and then it's bullshit, but he gets 4 years, and like the other people don't. Like, how is that consistent? Like, I know the cases are different, but friggin' 4 years, like, it's outrageous. You seem like a naturally talented athlete. Was there any sports that you excelled at other than rugby league growing up?
I like playing like soccer, basketball, just any sport, like cricket, just the Australian sports, like I'm not playing cricket out in the park in the country. Running, I love running. I was never quick, but I ended up just getting my quickness by my late teenage years. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I know I started getting quick real late.
Were you always tall? Probably just grew in your body.
I actually wasn't tall, but I was sort of like tall, but I wasn't the tallest.
Okay.
I ended up just getting real tall. Like,
really?
With growth spurt, I couldn't even walk or nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you get like shin splints and stuff like that? Or?
No, not anymore.
Oh,
but I had growth spurts in my heels and I couldn't even walk.
Really?
It was the worst.
Fuck, that's crazy, man.
It wasn't a good time.
Can't believe you weren't tall. You're friggin' tall, hasn't you?
I'm tall now.
Easiest team to play against? Obviously, none are easy, so it's pretty.
None are easy.
It's none are easy. How prevalent are soy lattes among your teammates? They're just like they're
soy
saying.
Latte's not good.
Not good.
No, you know that soy lattes. They make you not be able to have babies.
What?
Soy. I swear, soy.
Oh man, bro.
For men, I swear. Is it? Yeah.
Okay, right.
But
in huge doses.
Yeah. If you drink them every day, 3 or 4 days.
I think it's more to do with like roosters are seen as like the yuppie team.
The lattes.
Yeah.
Obviously we have coffees every day. It's what I'm sure every other footy player has coffee before it because it gives you energy. And just your tattoos. I guess tattoos. Have you always, been a tattoo kind of guy, or is it something that came on, later on in life, or? I like my tattoos. Some of them I sort of regret getting, but a lot of them mean a lot to me. And I think I wouldn't have got it if it didn't mean anything. But I'm just Some of the tattoos, all of my tattoos mean everything besides
some-
bar 1 or 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. 1 or 2 just dumb.
And they both say Vegas and Bali. Bro, that's it, man. That's it. We're done.
So easy.
Bro, I appreciate it. Thanks so much for coming on, and
Thanks,
good luck
guys.
for the rest of the year, man. You'll kill it 100%.
So easy.
Thank
Done.
you.
Thank you. Thanks
That's
to
it,
the
bro.
locker room.
You.
Yeah. Nice.
That's it, bro. We went way over time, so I apologise.
That's all right, bro. I enjoyed it.